What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another Mythic Esports banger. I am joined today by Mega Man. Is that you, Mega Man?
Mega
All right, we
Man,
got
it
Mega Man.
is.
We got Mega Man up in here. I forgot who cashed in their points. Was it
Noble.
Dark?
It was
It was
Noble.
Noble decided to cash in their points, and now our boy Wookie Monster is dressed like Mega Man. That Mega Man cosplay. I'm surprised you're not at TwitchCon, to be honest.
True. I forgot
Sussy,
that's going on.
sussy.
But we've got an exciting match today, right? We got Salty Mandrakes versus
Yes, we
Needlessly
do.
Large Rods. Yeah, and they've already gotten started with the game one draft.
Ooh,
This
here
is
we go.
I believe, this is a really going to be a really good match to watch, as I discussed yesterday.
I wasn't there.
Oh, you weren't at
Ah.
yeah, that's right. But um,
No.
yeah, go ahead.
But I think I'm just gonna run down really quick while they're going through their first round of drafts. We got Salty Mandrakes on the blue side. Let's go for the top lane. Sorry about that, roommate. Hey, it's Ref in the top lane. Uh, I don't know how to say it. Oh my gosh, Sucking
Sugandis.
Peanuts. Sucking Peanuts is going to be the jungler. Siren, Siren
Siren? I think
is
it's Siren.
Siren is going to be the mid lane. Ragnarok is the AD carry, and Seafell is going to be the support. And Wookie, if or Mega Man, would you like to go over Needlessly Large Rods really quick?
Yeah, for sure. We've got your mom weak sides and top lane. It's such a great name.
I
Galliant
can't
in
believe.
jungle, Carbon Platinum in mid, Ivarusi, I think that's how you say it, in ADC, and Rule 34 Zyra in the support. So,
Man, Rule 34 Zyra. Yeesh. Just kidding. But the first round bans are quite interesting. It looks like they're kind of on the side of Salty Mandrakes. We've seen a Kali ban, a Vi ban, and Caitlyn. And then from the side of Needlessly Large Rods, we see Renata, Nunu, and Yon. So
yeah.
that Nunu, that AP Nunu though, that AP Nunu buff,
AP
I love it.
Nunu, all the band, the patch just came through, so we're seeing a lot of changes already, a lot of buffs, but still standard picks. I mean, Aatrox, Maokai, we've seen those a lot recently as they've
Renekton,
gotten buffs. Renekton as well,
Trundle.
a lot of
Oh my
tanky
God.
people. But then there's the Morgana, could be a
The
good flex pick. I mean, mid and support.
Oh,
So
jungle. Don't
and
forget.
jungle, yeah. But we already have Trundle and Aatrox. I don't know. Feel like that might be going towards a lane instead of the jungle. So
Aatrox mid. Let's go.
Aatrox
Wizard
mid.
Aatrox.
True. I mean, he's a strong healer, but I mean, there's a lot of mages that can poke him out, so they have to be
Oh
careful
yes,
of
of
where they
course.
place him. Ugh,
And then
more
we see a
tanks.
TK. What? Why are
TK.
you gonna play a TK into a Trundle? Like, never mind.
I mean,
Moving on.
that may be into the support, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, in the team fights, Trundle can take advantage of the stats, but laning is where it's at when it comes to this league. So we'll
Always.
see how they
And
do in the
we see
lanes
that
as these
Zeri
bans are
ban.
flying. Yeah, heck
Yeah,
is there.
like quick. Salty Mandrakes got those bans on lock already. They're ready to rock.
Yep.
With the instant Z ban for most likely for Platinum or Galliant. I mean, Z Jungle is still slightly a thing.
It's slightly a thing. I don't think it's coming out in this game particularly because we already have the Aatrox Trundle. They be a lot of AD heavy focused, which I mean NLR they have a lot of anti AD champions right now, so
Ooh, they do. They do.
might
So
be
all they have
beneficial
to
to.
do, all Needlessly Large Rod has to do is just kind of round it out and have like a strong maybe control mage mid lane.
Yeah,
I
could
don't
be a
know. I'm
control
hearing
mage.
I'm hearing maybe I don't know, Oriana, Syndra?
Yeah,
Azir?
Azir is definitely
Ooh.
a good one for Carbon Platinum. Seeing a lot of games coming out on his solo queue record for that. So
Oh yes. And then here we see the Silas. A lot of good ultimates for the Silas to take, and then Ash to round out Salty Mandrake's team comp.
yeah.
And then let's see, what does Neasley Large Rod pull from their back pocket for their ADC?
Let's see
What
here.
would be a good one here? A good one would be probably, I don't know, maybe a Vayne?
I
I
mean,
don't know.
Aphelios
Vayne.
goes well with Tom Kench. We know the classic combo. Callista, I was gonna say,
Ooh,
is
there we
another good
go.
one. Can throw Tom Kench in. It looks like we have our first game here. Yeah, what do you think?
I honestly think it's well rounded from both sides. I mean, the team fight is going to be very chaotic. So much CC coming from the side of Salty Mandrakes and also displacements that Neasley Large Rod does not want to play into. um, the best thing for this Azir to play on the side of Nisi Large Rod is to play completely defensive. That's what I think. Their Streamer Shuffle should be used to, and the wall should be used to anti-engage or disengage,
Mm.
because the whole comp of Salty Mandrakes is gonna want to completely go forward, and I think the Nisa Large Rod is gonna have to try to play the poke game with the Azir and Callista. I don't know. Honestly, I'm still liking Salty Mandrake's team more. There's so much CC, so much displacement, like I said. So I know the betting's up. I know, I know the side, choosing the sides, and I gotta go with the Salty Mandrakes.
Okay, well, I'm actually going to go with Needlessly Large Rods. They have a really
Ooh.
good setup. They have really good defense for their carries, which are Azir and Callista. I do think that Callista is one of those ADCs that needs to get ahead a little bit early or push advantage early, so
Oh,
that you
yeah.
can acquire dragons and things like that. But other than
Second
that,
smite.
I think they have a really well rounded comp. Especially when it gets to those late game team fights. I mean, I don't know if you were watching Worlds earlier, but I was seeing
Oh my
the
gosh.
the team
Showmaker.
compositions were
Ah.
definitely CC heavy all around, and I think they kind of look to, I guess, accelerate that and kind of play the same play styles they want to. So
It all has to depend on who speeds up or slows down the game. It depends on who if they can make the tempo in their favor, or if they can um make sure that like everything goes around. Its vision has to be all around the vision. It's just everything that goes well for them. I do have to say that Ash does help a lot with the vision, with the hawk shot. Always keeping an eye on the enemy jungle, trying to figure out where they are. Also, the Silas able to take a lot of things away, like maybe a Maokai ultimate or uh, even the Azir ultimate. They can decide they'll decide if they want to get pushed into their or into the enemy team, or if they get to get pushed away.
yeah,
So that's I mean, it all has to do with how they play. I know both teams are very I know I'm sorry, Nisi not Nisi Large Rod. Yes, I know Nisi Large Rod is a well-rounded team. They were there last split that we had. Salty Mandrakes, is that new team? New
yes,
names?
that was recently Challengers. They changed their name, so
Yeah. Okay, all right. So, I mean, Nisi Large Rod's been around. I've seen them play before, and
yeah.
I recognize a lot of these names.
I
It
think
all
the
depends
thing
on
to
how well. Huh?
I was just about to say the thing. I think the thing to notate about the Salty Mandrakes is that they went 2-0 last week, and then
Yeah.
got the bye was their first week. So this is the top two teams in that bracket facing off against each other. So I'm definitely looking forward to this game.
I mean, it just has to keep whoever can keep pace with the other. I mean, it's always going to be a jungle. It's going to be a big dependence on the jungle, because Galliant has a great gank potential, because turns out Galliant is playing Maokai jungle. I love it,
Yeah,
especially with all the buffs to the Maokai abilities to jungle creeps. It's pretty
true.
intense. But the Trundle Saga, I can't I can't say that name without laughing.
I would say
Suga,
Sugan, Sugan.
Sugan just has to make sure right place, right time. And timing the
Right.
pillar properly is going to be a big thing against that Renekton, or even against the Azir.
Yeah.
Um, but you folks at home, let us know, who do you think is going to win game one between the Salty Mandrakes and these large rods? I mean, we have one person so far that I've seen. I mean, unless my chat's broken. Um, my chat may be broken. Not entirely sure.
I think
That
yeah. There's only been one vote on
what
needlessly large rods. Yeah, I think that
we
they
have.
just have a really good team comp. I think that a lot of the other side has uh, conditions that they need to get ahead. Like Silas is definitely a
Mhm.
chaotic character. I feel like three melee bruisers into two melee bruiser or three like two bruisers and a tank, and then have the back line is going to be a lot. It's going to be tough to get to them, especially with an Azir who's slippery, especially with Kalista who has so much utility at her
Oh,
dispense.
those
So
jumps. Those jumps.
yeah,
I mean, it's a good thing. It's a good thing that Morgana's stun is a point and click.
yeah. Well, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. It's a skill shot, yes, but it's once hit, then you're CC'd for like 6 years, and you know, you just sit there. You can go play Pokemon Go on your phone.
Yeah, true. But yeah, that's gonna be the draft. Like Lupul said, tell us what you think. The votes are up now. But we're gonna take it to a short break while we get set up for game number one of Needlessly Large Rods versus the Salty Mandrakes. Don't go anywhere. everybody, welcome to Summoner's Rift. We got a sort of invade, not really. It just were spotted out, couldn't do much else after that. Looks like on the side of Salty Mandrakes, so...
I mean, 5 point from the side of Needs the Large Rod, but Salty Mandrakes wants to, hey, we're here. They want to say something. They want to make a statement here.
Yeah, they're sitting in this bush. I'm not actually sure if...
I think the Maokai saw them. I think Galliant saw them.
Okay, they're gonna ward it out and just kind of walk away. Fair enough, fair enough, to be honest.
I mean, it's gonna take a long time if the Trundle wanted to really go down bot lane to play mind games to make sure that they didn't know that he started blue side, but I guess he's just gonna start blue side.
Yeah, I mean, well, and we're gonna know when the jungler appears over at that red buff from the side of Salty Mandrakes, so it makes a lot of sense. Standard start, I guess, for all the laners here. And we're gonna have junglers
sneaking to that ward. Sneaking that ward in helps a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta say, having so much vision on an enemy jungler to start off the game, you get to time out their clears, you get to figure everything out. It's a nice thing. It's a nice feeling when you just all of a sudden have all that info.
Yeah.
And you know what lane to gank to get that lane ahead.
Yeah, I mean, so Maokai is, pretty easy ganker, right? All you have to do is press W, you're kind of CC'd, and you can't flash away from it. The only thing you can really do is cleanse, but we don't have any cleanses on either side. Well, I should say we should have one cleanse on the side of Callista, but that's with the Maokai, so not going to be an issue there. As I don't know, what lane are you expecting the most action out of?
Honestly, mid lane.
Mid lane, all right.
I'm gonna say mid lane because the Silas is really gonna have a problem with the Azir. The range is just so oppressing. So I honestly believe that the Trundle is going to have to try to focus a bit more on Carbon. If they don't, then I honestly feel like it's just gonna be a horrible lane matchup. Grand total. It's gonna be a horrible lane experience.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I think that the Silas is going to have to find ways to get ahead, whether it be shoving and roaming or, trying to get the 1v1 kill. But I think this top lane is actually seeing a lot of action as we have your mom's weak sides already half health, Ref close behind him. A lot of early trades is what you want to see out of these two bruiser laners, right?
Yeah. Aatrox with that, with the lifesteal. I mean, holding all that rage and just using it for Q. I don't know about that Q play for that.
Oh,
nice!
Nice binding lands onto Rule 34 Zyra. He's trying to walk away. Looks like he's going to get away. He's pretty tanky already. Ragnarok and Seafell just look to take that trade in their hands. Clearing out a ward, always good. Jungler is nearby just in case anything else happens, but on the opposite side, Galliant is up here. I don't know if he could really do anything, though, with how pushed it is. Carbon Platinum is about to get ganked, but does have the safety of his Sand Soldiers to jet away and go back to his tower.
I mean, these lanes are looking fairly even, other than the mid lane, because, the poke is happening, but the Silas is keeping up with CS. If you were the Azir, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think you have played Azir into this matchup, maybe.
Yes.
You want to be oppressive as crazy, but also trying to get your CS to make sure you can force the Silas out of lane, get that level advantage, start roaming somewhere else, start setting up plays with your jungler.
Right. And I feel like it is really hard for Silas to get CS. However, he does have Ignite, so it's a little bit harder to try to... You have to make sure you're taking the right trades. Like this one. This one's really good for Saren. Does hit the chains of... And gets a nice, decent trade. Not the greatest trade, but hey, it's a lot more than he can ask for. And it does push the lane almost into the turret, it seems. Yeah, it's pretty much there. So he can either...
didn't pop Ignite. At least he didn't pop Ignite immediately. Let's just be grateful for this.
Yeah, and I mean, even if he did, I mean, that's lane pressure. Like you were saying, you want to shove and roam or shove and set up plays. But it looks like Galliant is going to be pretty much on bottom lane's case here. He's going to flash, and he's going to get the root on. Ragnarok also flashes. He's flashless. First blood goes over to Zyra, though. I don't know if you wanted the top Kench to take that kill. Maybe it was the Ignite. Could have been the Ignite and the Tongue Lash paired together, but very good gank by Galliant, knowing that once the Summoner spell and Spellbinding is blown, that's a free kill.
I mean, sure, but now Galliant has to wait. Has to wait 300 seconds or like something like that for another gank. That, well, they had to pop flash for that, so I think that is sort of worth on the side of Salty Mandrakes. The reason why two summoners got popped on the side from Nisi Large Rod. Seafell still has the exhaust, so if the Callista gets caught out, that's death.
Yeah, well, looks like Aatrox is going to pop World Ender up in the top lane. Weak Sides has not popped the Dominus yet, and he is getting ganked. He is going through the tower to try to get away. Pillar does land. Flash as well will get him to safety with the Blast Cone. Very well played by Weak Sides, knowing that the lane is shoved. The minions are getting locked on by the turret. He just doesn't have to attack or anything. Just gets away with a flash. So, good escape.
Still has teleport. Still has teleport, though.
Yeah,
good.
And it's interesting that Renekton does take teleport here. He is the one to kind of decide the lane because, I mean, Aatrox can't really do him anything in the early stages of the game. Would have liked to see the Ignite, see that aggression, but taking it safe is also a good play. We do have a Trundle here who is causing havoc in these lanes. I think has a lot of pressure, even though there's no kills on the map for his team. Yeah. Carbon Platinum does have to pop the Sand Soldiers here to get Siren away from him. Galliant is on the horizon here, is used against them. Carbon is ignited. Can he get the kill, though? Let's land the chains, and we'll get the kill. Now Galliant is in a 1v1. Siren...
Here comes the Trundle.
I mean, Galliant doesn't really do a lot of damage. Siren will have to back off as Galliant is under the safety of his tower. But good kill.
That was solid. Nice timing on the Ignite as well to make sure that the Sand Soldiers, that his... well, Azir's ultimate from Sylas did do as much damage as possible.
Yeah.
It's great. And now they basically have a free dragon because Galliant is too low, still seen on the map. Nothing's going on.
Yeah. No chance to steal it, and that's a free Infernal Drake. Looking up this top lane, though, I think that it is fair that Galliant is going for this Rift Herald as Prio is achieved up in the top side. Meanwhile, on the bot side of the map, looks like Sugan is coming up.
Well, there it
is. The Ash Arrow does hit Zyra. Zyra's stuck. He already used his W. Can't escape. Sugan is going to pick up the kill. Avarusi is going to run away for their dear life as Rift Herald still being taken. Galliant really low. Has to pop the Smite early. Weak Sides is battling Ref while this is going on.
No,
oh, the roof does connect. Your mom is going to pop the Dominus. Ref is going to flash away, dash away, gets to safety just barely with an inch of his life. And the Rift Herald was successfully picked up by Galliant himself.
There you go. See, trades across the map for the side of Nisi Large Rod. They still have the ability to pop the Rift Herald, probably get one of their players a large amount of gold from the turret plates popping down. Still trying to make the most out of it.
Siren, wait a minute, he's flashing, he's popping his own Dominus here, but I don't think he could pick up the kill.
No,
I don't know if that was,
you know,
I don't know if that was the play there. It didn't actually amount to anything. Now, we do know that Weak Sides does not have teleport anymore, but I mean, he's just gonna safely farm under tower, so all those summoner spells and the popped ultimate was kind of a little bit for nothing. I'm not sure if they're actually taking this as a lane swap. So, Ref is going to go mid here. I don't know if this is permanent, but hey, this kind of makes sense. I mean, Siren wants to face the, he's kind of tired of facing the Azir, and same thing for Ref. I mean, Aatrox tired of facing the Renekton here, so maybe it'll do them a little bit fairer in the trades, but who knows? I mean, we'll have to see. Siren is going a little bit aggressive. Weak side's still low on health. You know, weak sides is falling. Wait, the ignite is popped. Siren gets the kill. I'm not sure what weak sides was doing there. He was so low. Didn't have the dominance to help, you know, boost that health. This is crazy.
No rage either. No rage either.
Yeah, no rage either.
No. And honestly, I think that the switch helps in favor for the whole team, because now there's more CC from the side of Salty Mandrakes to try to deal with this Azir.
Yep, this is here. This is going to be a problem, but here we go to the bot lane. Once again, Avarusi is going to throw Zyra into Seafell, but had the spell shield. Still is able to get Ragnarok, who has, you know, still the flash up, if I am looking at that correctly.
Yes, no. Still has flash up.
So, yeah, that was a little bit unexpected. I guess they caught Ragnarok off on surprise. You know, wasn't able to pop that flash in time.
Unfortunately, I'm going to be honest here, the fact that the Morgana spell shielded themselves instead of taking it,
yeah,
that's what kind of killed them right there. It's kind of been, it's little things like that. You start panicking or start stressing a bit that you have slight misplays. But hopefully for the side of Salty Mandrakes, they can kind of take a deep breath.
We see on the map that the Ash Arrow is going up to the top.
Whiffing.
You know, I would have hoped that would have helped out the Aatrox though, but yeah, weak side is just pushing again. They swap back to their original position, so I guess they thought, oh, it didn't work. Kind of walk me through, like, what do you think their plan is here?
I think it was just they were just trying to make sure that they were covering each other's lane, because Ref did have to leave lane. Siren was there from the original gank that happened. Really wanted to try to get something away from it. This is all the way back in Rift Herald play.
Ah, okay.
They were just trying to make sure that there was no loss of gold from their side. And to be honest, I think that it's really not even starting to affect that. Your mom is not really affecting Ref that much anymore, ever since...
Oh, Dominus pop, but we have some action in the mid lane too. Galliant is going to press the attack here. Has to flash away. Weak side's meanwhile on the top side. Might get Ref. Does it with a Q, and that's going to be slice and dice. Going over to the Renekton himself, and I don't even know what happened to that Rift Herald that was popped in mid lane. Not sure, but Zyra's getting kind of chunked down here from Ragnarok with the consistent slow. The binding will get Avarusi, but he's gonna cleanse out of that one as help is on the way. Galliant is here. Very low on health though, as Dragon number 2. Yep, Carbon TP. Dragon number 2 is in contention right now. This is what they're fighting for, but there's a lot of low or half health you know, members on both sides. A lot of ultimates expended as well. And it looks like that second dragon is going to be picked up to the side of blue team here, and Salty Mandrakes do...
Wait, your mom's there also.
Yep, your mom's there. Carbon Platinum's going in. Okay, the shield, I mean, the throwbacks are in the wrong direction here, but man, are they wheeling and dealing here. Ragnarok looks like he has... trying their best, but that was just a lopsided fight. I don't even know if that was like... Siren went in, died immediately almost.
Was half health, unfortunately, during that fight. I think they playing the ring around the rosies, the dragon game, you know, I'm gonna position this way, so let's see if they can position this way. If we can reposition them this way, then yeah, we can make sure that they have to go through the wall and utilize their abilities and make them weaker. Okay. The better choice. Ooh.
Okay, Ref flashes away, but is going to run into Galliant here. He has no flash. He has a cooldown on that dash of his, and it's going to go right into the Baron pit here. Sugan is going to get rooted up. Why is he so low on health? He's just entering this fight with no health, and Ref is caught between a crocodile and a fish here. Oh, he's going to slowly get away. World Ender does give movement speed. Flash from Avarusi. Does not get the kill, though, and a biting will land on weak sides as Ref is successfully saved by his teammates.
And he ran.
Yeah, he ran very far away from that one. But yeah, this is kind of turning not in the favor of the Salty Mandrakes no longer, as you know, Weak Sides is now fully able to contest Ref wherever he is at.
I mean, that Bork does wonders, especially when you're playing Renekton and you hit people with that empowered W. Hello? Can you say gone with a lot of your health immediately?
Yeah, Renekton
Uh,
definitely being a contention for Aatrox, as you know, Renekton traditionally can bully other laners, right? So doesn't surprise me that Blade of the Rune King was the first item picked up. Rift Herald going to be popped in the mid lane here. I think that's going to take out the turret or get it really, really low, and they can finish it off with an auto attack or two.
nope.
Nope.
Has to be hit a couple more times. There it is.
First turret going to go over to needlessly large rods, who have accrued about a 3k gold lead.
And also they have three mythics under their belt, while the side of Salty Mandrakes does have one, unfortunately. I mean,
Okay,
it's starting
fight
to get...
starting out here. Hold on, Everusi is going to be saved by Zyra. Going to spit him out, but Galliana's there, not going to be able to do much.
Oh my
And
gosh.
Everusi gets shut down by Sugan. And flashes come through. Gallian's still alive somehow. Blast Plant isn't going to save him, and he's going to fall to Siren, as looks like Zyra is going to get away with the Abyssal Dive there. So, okay, kind of a trade around here in kills,
Yeah.
but still behind gold are the Salty Mandrakes, as Carbon is now bullying Ref. That was a huge chunk of damage over the top side.
Yeah, Magic Pen when Ref has almost zero magic resist.
Yep, Ref has to pop World Ender just to kind of scooch on out of there. As Weak Sides, though, is in trouble at the bot side of the map here. Let's see if he can get out, because, I mean, Dominus is popped. He does have a lot of rage. Will stun up Sugan, but Sugan actually popped. I think he might have just, you know, took away a lot of attack damage from Renekton there, so wasn't able to dish out a lot of damage before he died. Carbon, meanwhile, getting Ref so low under this turret. Wonder if he could actually
I'm
solo him.
expecting a streamer shuffle.
Yeah, I
Streamer
wonder if you could
it.
shuffle him into it, but might not want to. Maybe just playing it safe for now.
I mean, I feel bad for Ragnarok. I really do. Ragnarok's like, I need kills. Give me the kills. I need my mythic item. We need to be able to win these fights.
Yeah.
I mean, but for the side of Needlessly Large Rod, they are playing this properly. They're grouping. They're always roaming with either two or more. Whenever they really want to try to get something, they don't stop. They're all able to move forward, because unfortunately, I'm going to point out something that nobody wants to hear. CFL has been missing those skill shots, that CC, the root, everything that they need to be able to start or initiate these fights. Sugan is basically a follow-up to everything, and it's kind of hard when all of a sudden a Maokai ultimate comes after you, and then all of a sudden a Tom Kench knock up, and maybe a Streamer Shuffle.
Okay, Weak Sides here is going to be the start of the fight. He has the flash away. He knows there's nobody to help him, but Carbon Platinum brings 3 members of the Salty Managers into his own team, and they're actually not going to fall. Carbon Platinum gets taken out by Siren. Does a lot of damage. Double kill going up his Siren now. They're just cleaning up the fight here. Siren wants more, though. He wants Galley. He wants a triple kill, and he might be able to get it with the Ash Slows on the horizon. There it is, the triple kill. Coming out, and that's a clean ace coming out from the Salty Mandrakes. They have a lot of pressure still in the bag, and they have turned the goal lead into their favor with that ace, with a dragon, and with possibly a bot side turret here that is huge.
Humongous. You remember when I said that Ragnarok was begging and pleading for some gold to finish their mythic item? Hey, guess what? that Kraken Slayer really helped out.
Yeah, definitely did. They're gonna actually get 2 towers from this, and I think Weak Side's actually teleported to the top side, see if he can get anything, but looks like it's gonna be responded to by Ref. Not gonna be able to do much about that.
I think Ref is building an Eclipse.
It looks like it, yeah. He's very behind on it, though, as Weak Sides is just chunking him below half HP under his own tower. You hate to see that, but that's a scary Renekton, even though he's 1-3.
I mean, that farm though, the farming
Yeah.
makes every sort of difference. I mean, sure, the kills don't show it, but the CS sure does. Being very oppressive and also timing those abilities properly with the rage helps out a lot.
Definitely.
Also, I love the amount of vision that Gallant can have, um, especially with the Saprolings.
Okay, Galliot looks like he's going in. Zyra as
Here comes the
well.
teleport.
Here comes the teleport in the backside. Ref is already out of the fight as this is a full-on 5v5. Carbon Platinum is going to take down Fell, and it looks like Sugan is next. He's in the middle of them. Avarusi is getting focused down, but he's kiting away. Can he get the kill? He got the shut down, and that's going to be 2 for 1. In the favor of Salty Mandrakes, they're looking for more. Ragnarok is at full health, but I don't think they have any follow-up here.
Ragnarok was way too far away for that fight at the beginning of that fight. Did pop the Ashe arrow that helped a lot, but unable to be there. Trying to find a way to utilize the gold and everything, but it's kind of hard to when you're on the other side of the map and you're trying to help out your team when they have 2 big front lines and all of a sudden 2 tank shredders at the same time.
Yeah, definitely a very well thought out point here. They're only about 1k gold ahead now, as looks like Carbon is actually pulling his weight here, right? We saw a really good shuffle, the last few shuffles that he did, and he's kind of making up for the kind of ganks that he got during the early stages of the game. So glad to see that. Avarisi doing a really good job kiting, making sure that you're staying alive as long as possible, right? Even though the Tomkin's just right next to you, always just trying to stay alive. That's the name of the game for Avarusi, as there's just a Trundle just gonna walk at you, right? And that's the only thing you can really do is kite.
I mean, now Avarosi has that attack speed, having that Rage Blade. That Rage Blade, you're just gonna see so many hops, so many skips, so many jumps.
Alright, looks like Galliant is actually gonna bait them into this bush here, but there's a lot more members on the Salty Mandrakes side as there is on Needlessly Large Rods, and that's gonna be a hit arrow, but Galliant is gonna die. Carbon Platinum is gonna pop the Sand Soldiers to make sure that they get away.
Did pop Cleanse.
Yep.
Cleanse has been popped, so now everybody wants... Eclipse is done! Hey, Ref, Ref half of Eclipse.
Ref does have Eclipse. Is fighting, but Baron is started up. 22 minutes into the game. They have the damage here. They have the members here. And it looks like they're just going to take this for free.
I mean, they have no contest. Galleon's still down for 5 seconds. Their secondary smite is still in base, the Callista. Hey, it's free. Why not? Now this gives them the ability to push out more. They are accrued almost a 3k gold lead, and I don't think they're going to stop there. Dragon is coming up in a minute. This will put them on pre-soul point, and if that happens, then Needlessly Large Rod has to do everything they can to stop them from getting that soul point. Because, I mean, I'm going to say this right now. Having an Ashe with a Hextech Drake, that's not fun.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody on the side of Salty Mandrakes is going to be fun with that, Hextech Soul.
Yeah, looks like another fight popping up right before this dragon. Kind of erupted. TP does come out from weak sides. They're grouping up. They have the prio on this dragon. No flanks currently on the side of Salty Mandrakes. They do have Baron, though. It could be beneficial to start this fight with that buff that they have. Looks like they're going to walk forward. Zyra does get caught by a binding. Seafell is going to get traded and damaged there. The Maokai ultimate does go out, but there's no follow-up here, and that's a huge time frame for them to engage, and Siren is just going to pick up the first kill, and Sugan is getting really low. Ref is going to take out Avarusi, and it's just going to be a clean, a clean ace once again from the Salty Mandrake. Triple kill coming out from Siren, doing a splendid job. 10-1 on this Silas, and has 25 stacks of Magi's. It's insane the amount of advantages this Silas has gotten.
Okay, what I love the most was the fact that Siren did not pop the Maokai ultimate. Had Maokai ultimate, and as soon as Galliant popped their ultimate, waited until the right moment after all the rest of his team CC was done, and then he's like, wait, I got one more trick on my sleeve. Here you go. Here's my Maokai ultimate.
Yep, as this mid lane turret is being sieged, Siren is looking for a fight once again. Oh, it's gonna get the triple Everfrost proc, and that's gonna be a dead Zyra, a dead Avarusi. Galliant is just standing there, he's gonna die instead, and Platinum is trying to get away, will not get away. Wait, Siren is actually traded there. Shutdown coming out from Carbon Platinum himself. He walled him off from his own team, or the enemy team rather. And that's going to be a back off as there's so little health bars on the side of Salty Mandrakes. That was a good cleanup from Platinum, but how much time can this buy them?
I don't think that it'll buy them too long. The reason why is because in their back pockets, Salty Mandrakes had like a buttload of cash. Okay, they were able to now. I think a lot of people are starting to complete items. We have a Death Stance onto the Trundle, making sure that all that damage is going to be ticking. We also have we have a Zonya's finished up for the for Seafell. We have, I think the Siren's almost done with another one. Ash just picked up that Runan's Hurricane with the Kraken Slayer and also pass. I'm like, okay, now Ragnarok can actually start doing a lot more damage over in a white space. Like saying it's my space. Just kidding. Okay, I'm stopping.
You're good. And Weak Sides is going to get triple ganked here. Takes a lot of damage from Siren. That's just it. You know, they're going to push that advantage up in the top side of the map there.
I don't think they have 3 members. Neosy Rod has 3 members on their way up top side. They're trying to make sure that this gold gap doesn't keep widening. Almost a 10k gold advantage. Big turnaround from the 3k gold advantage that we saw earlier. From the side of Neosy Large Rods. And honestly, I think it's just going to get a lot worse for the side of Salty Mandrakes. They're just starting to accrue more and more gold. Unfortunately, Neosy Large Rod cannot come back. I mean, they could come back. They have to target Siren. But Siren has all the utility in the world and some because of the rest of their team.
Yeah, does have the Morgana spell shield, does have the Zonias in his pocket, does have stacked Magi's not at 25, but that's a large amount of healing because it scales, you know, with the AP that he has. It's gonna heal him. He's gonna be a bruiser. He's gonna be annoying. He's 11-2, and that's a crazy
he just picked
score.
up the Cosmic Drive.
Yeah.
You ready for that movement speed?
Yeah, that movement speed is gonna help him out a lot. They have to finish this game. I feel like Baron is on the horizon. They might want to just pick that up right as it spawns. Make sure there's no contestation from the opposite team. Weak Sides looking to clear some wards. Make sure they have adequate vision, and they do. But I think that if they wait too long or if they don't try something, it's just going to inevitably fall to the side of the Salty Mandrakes. They have to try to find their way back into this game somehow. I do think that Siren is the target, but I think that they have to play it a little bit differently as Siren is just walking at them.
Siren can just bark. It's like a Chihuahua. It just barks menacingly, but also does have a big bite.
Yes, does have a big bite. It is biting off a lot and bites off Weak Sides as they're just pushing the base. They don't even need Baron anymore. Sugin is walking up at them. Stun comes out on Siren.
Carbon.
Carbon is going to be eaten up by, you know, the Tom Kench, but that is just it. There's no way they can get out of this. Carbon is the last remaining member once again on the side of needlessly large rods. He's gonna Zonias, but I think that's it. Ace comes in, another clean ace. That's 3 aces in one game, Lupul.
Wow.
3 aces in one game.
Played.
Oh my
Played,
gosh.
Salty Mandrakes. I told you. Hey, remember, I said Salty Mandrakes.
Yeah, I was wrong. I thought that these large rods, they had a good composition, but I think they fell flat towards Siren there. So, yeah, I think that was a great game played from the Salty Mandrakes. That was a clean game. 3 clean aces. That's good. That's good stuff.
28,000 damage coming from Siren right there, and yikers, that's gotta
Yeah.
hurt.
All right, as we set up for the second game, I'm going to take it to a short break, but when we're back, we're going to have game 2. Will this be the end of the series for Needlessly Large Rods? I mean, they can come back. They can definitely, they've proven themselves that they are in first place. This is the first game. I'm surprised that Salty Mandrakes took it, but hey, that's good on them. They're taking this series with a good start. So stay tuned, everyone. We'll be right back. welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's game 2 of Needlessly Large Rods versus the Salty Mandrakes. That was a really good game 1 for the side of Salty Mandrakes. I feel like they really did prove how close they could be to the top here.
I mean, it was pretty. I think they're trying to make a statement here. They're like, we're not afraid. We're new here. We'll take anybody. We'll take everybody down.
Right.
Next, please. Just kidding.
I mean, but yeah, they're in week 3. They've 2-0'd the last week, and they got to buy the first week. So definitely making a statement for themselves. Looking to close out this series as well.
Yeah.
This could be it.
We do have 2 subs coming in for the side of Niasi Large Rod. For their bot lane, their bot lane's completely out. It's now Fred and FBN Yang for the support role, and Fred for the AD carry. I'm kind of fearing Fred here. I mean, Fred is a very terrifying name.
All right.
Fred
Well,
Flintstone, Fred Burger. Just keep going. Just
yeah, I think that we had a bit of stats coming in for those 2 players, if I remember correctly, in the previous weeks. So maybe that will make a difference here. But we do have the same sides. So what are we scared of? Are we scared of the Malachi? That was really good. Like, are we just gonna ban the same champions on the side of Salty Mandrakes? And for NLR, are we banning anything different? Looks like Saren is gonna get his Silas banned here.
yeah. I mean, that's understandable. Having a comfortable like it's pretty mythic standard here. You
Yeah.
did very well with this champion. I don't want to see it anymore. You know what I mean? Um, it's just that I don't think that there are a lot of things that you can do about it. I don't honestly think the Aatrox was that bad, and like only got worse later on in the game. Early game, if you're able to just utilize all the factors of, hey, guess what? Your mom was actually messing up ref with Aatrox, with Renekton against the Aatrox, finding a way to make sure you utilize, finding a jungle champion, not jungler. Galleon's a great jungler, but finding that champion that can make sure that everything goes smoothly for you is kind of hard.
Right.
Because then you see like Salty Mandrakes picking Morgana yet again. It's a great pick. Wouldn't knock it. It just has so much utility against everything else. But finding that jungler that you can team up with the Morgana and then just team up against the Morgana and also able to gank top lane and get each other lanes ahead. It's something that you have to come together for. Sejuani's a great pick here, especially with the MF, because now MF can stay in the back line, Sejuani can front tank, but now they have to, beneath the large rod, has to play something more melee. A lot more
It looks
melee.
like the other side has taken a little bit of a change in picks here, as we still do have the Morgana, but we also have the Amuma and Gnar. I think that's a great kind of counterplay, because they're expecting that. They're expecting the
Yes.
melee champions to come out, especially in the top side, right? Sejuani does well with melee, so if they change things up, they're kind of 4-5 heading here, saying, okay, you pick a melee champion, we'll pick Gnar to counter that melee champion. So I like that
I
from
like
the
the
side of Salty Mandrakes.
I like the response that Needlessly Large Rods chose for their last pick of this first round of draft. Renata. Renata can turn the tide. Sure, Morgana can spell shield one person, but it can only be one person. I mean, then they would have to build also Mikhail's Crucible to make sure that the ability doesn't go through to 2 people. But that's a lot of that's an item slot that I don't really see Morgana building that often. You know what I mean?
Right. And yeah, I think that's
There goes
fair.
the
So
Ash. There goes the Ash as
there
well,
goes
by
the
the way,
Ash. I think that's
and the
fair.
Azir.
They don't want that same pairing messing up the game plan again once this Misfortune is locked in, though. And Renata and Misfortune, they have a good combo, as we all know. So Bullet Time and the Hostile Takeover, that's going to be really great going into these team fights, which NLR, I think, seemed to revolve around as they're going to take away the Trundle this time.
I mean, it's a great idea now. So there's the melee that you want that we all wanted. Trundle into I think it's Sejuani top lane and Trundle jungle.
It might be.
It might be because Sejuani top has seen a lot of gameplay now.
Oh
And
wow,
a
the
Fizz.
Fizz coming out. Oh
Ooh.
man.
Wait a second. When was the last time you saw a Fizz? I
Uh,
mean, I
I have not
haven't
seen it in quite a while. Ever since I played it in a professional
I
setting.
I
So
mean, this is kind of insane seeing a Fizz pick. I mean, that came
yeah.
from left field.
But as we know, Carbon Platinum is very, very well oriented in in mid lane matchups. So maybe he knows something we don't. Talia, I think it's gonna be Talia versus Fizz here. So in my opinion, Fizz has the upper hand when it comes to in lane. Can dodge Talia's abilities very well with that playful trickster. Can set up ganks very easily and can disrupt this Talia if gotten ahead. But that if part is the main thing I want to focus on, because we do see a Sejuani. She does pair well with melee champs. Does this mean that Sejuani is going to go more towards the top side, mid side of the map, and kind of affect that area and leave Miss Fortune and Renata to their own devices? We saw how that went last time
Yeah.
in the previous game, and it didn't really go too well. We thought Callista was going to get ahead, but it just did not. So maybe we see a change of pace here, a change of game plan. Hopefully, see some good vibes coming out from needlessly large rods if they want to take the series.
I mean, I'm gonna agree with you. There you go. There's what Sejuani needed. Two more melees on the side on their team on the side of Nising Large Rod. But I do want to point out something about the Salty Mandrakes again. Their whole comp is basically they're pushing these large rods into a wall. They want to play into a wall. So they are going to take these close oriented team fights in the jungle. If Ref has Meganar into a Morgana Q, a Mumu Ultimate, a Talia. Like this, Talia helps set this up completely. So I see the synergy that they're going for. The question is, are they going to be able to do it? Because Fizz has a playful trickster. It's gonna be a thing. They have to make sure that they bait it out. It's all about baiting out abilities for both teams. Um, who do you think is gonna win? Who do you think, my friend?
Ooh, this I went with needlessly large rods the first game. I think I'm gonna go with them again this game only because they have a little bit better setup when it comes to engaging and making sure that obviously they had the Malachi, they had like the Tom Kench. They had a lot of good utility, but I think this time they're giving Carbon, say, hey, you got the Fizz, you got the aggressor in this matchup. Go ahead, pop off, King. If you can do it, right? They're putting a lot of marbles on their carries this time. They do have a different carry, 80 carry this time around, so maybe that will kind of change things up. Misfortune, as we all know, is very prevalent in the meta right now, so that could be another factor. I'm gonna give it to needlessly large odds, and it looks like from our sneak peek here, they are gonna pick Sejuani
Sejuani
into the top
top.
side of the map. Yep.
Yep, there it is
So
again. Like I called it. I mean, I've been playing too much ranked. I've been, but you know what I play when I go into ranked. I play only one champion. I
yeah.
play that Shaco. And to be honest, like playing into a Sejuani lane with a melee jungler, it's it's horrible to play into. Let me just tell you that. Um, but I mean, hey, I gotta go with the Mandrakes. I gotta go with them. The reason why um, I do love me in our game, and I love me the Mumu. Even though he has no friends, he is my friend. So, um, but they did so well. They have such a clean synergy. I honestly think there's some communications that they like cleaning up the top lane. That's easy. It's an easy fix. Like making sure that the Mumu like is trying to be there, be a presence in mid lane. Doesn't have to hit the Qs. Doesn't have to. Just make the Fizz pop the trickster. That's it. Hey,
Right.
guess what? I can't go into this Talia anymore. You are making sure that I can't go into this Talia. But also the Talia has to make sure that the knockback goes in the right direction. That's
True.
that is a thing that must be always
It's
true.
an
So,
expression of skill, which that's why I'm
yes.
keeping my eyes on the mid lane, right? Because that
Yeah.
is where I think the most action is going to be. Carbon, I feel, can put a lot of pressure on Saren early, but we saw last game. I mean, the Saren on the Silas was putting a lot of pressure on him, so we'll kind of see a reverse
I mean,
role.
yeah, it's a reverse
Yeah,
role because Siren's playing range this time. Carbon's playing the melee.
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like both these players were also the ones to watch last game, so these are going to be like mid lane's always the one to watch, even in pro play right now. Mid lane is always there, except that
for
LeBlanc.
sure. For sure. But yeah, I think that wraps up the draft here. I think it is going to be an interesting game. Let's see if Needlessly Large Rods can come back, or if Salty Mandrakes are going to take another 2-0 in the Starcaster series. But to find that out, you're going to have to stay tuned as we're going to take a short break. We'll be back with game 2. Don't go anywhere. right, and welcome back, everyone, to Mythic Esports. It's going to be Starcaster Series Game 2 of the Salty Mandrakes versus Needlessly Large Rods. Salty Mandrakes are up 1-0 and are looking to close this series out, as it looks like they're going to stack it that same bush, but Large Rods knows what's up. They're just going to pat away.
I don't think they know. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know.
Well, they will get a ward on the pixel brush, and it looks like the same ward will be placed up on the red side of Large Rod's map. So, yeah, same strategy looks like.
Yeah. By the way, hello, Shy Archer. Welcome to the first time into the Mythic Twitch. Just wanted to shout out somebody. Oh my gosh, the Talia.
Get that poke down. That's one thing Talia can do is kind of, try to get those angles on the Q there. But yeah, I think a lot of what Large Rods are banking on is this bot side and the mid lane. So looking forward to see what the team fights hold. And Galliant was really good in roaming last game, so I kind of want to see that again. Just maybe, on a champion that can actually impact, with kills instead of the Maokai this time.
I mean, the Maokai was a good face tanker.
Yes.
It was wonderful face tanker. The problem is that there was so much utility that Siren got from his ultimate that it was just counterproductive for the side of needlessly large rods. You know what I mean?
We saw the Emperor's Divide. We saw, a lot of good Maokai ultimates as well. So maybe, not having that. We do see that Siren did take barrier this time, specifically against that Fizz. I think that's going to be huge. But Galliant also knowing that now he's on the offensive here. Looks like he's going to look mid lane first, as I said. And Flash coming out from Siren already. 2 minutes into the game. That's going to be a huge detriment to Siren's game plan there.
I mean, that's fine. Siren can play from afar, but if it's better to use the flash now to make sure that Siren can farm from afar than to have gotten killed and then all of a sudden Carbon Platinum is just going to be like, oh, I'm steamrolling you now.
Oh, right, of course. Yeah, you always want to avoid a death if possible here, right? That's the name of the game. The only thing is that he's going to have to play a little bit more safer, not being so extended up on the mid side of the map here. As, that could lead to, Carbon hitting 6, landing a fish, and then you're kind of dead, right? Fizz has a lot of damage just with that fish.
I don't know about the I love the Amumu pick. At the same time, I don't love the Amumu pick. The reason being is because not so much.
Looks like we got a gank here on the top side. The Mavref is getting stunned up, and that's first blood going over to weak sides. Yeah, that is what you want to look out for.
You got to be careful with that because Nar's jump is on such a long cooldown at early levels. If you don't play properly, then you will get ganked and you will get punished for it. I know, Shy Archer. I'm feeling it too. Just kidding.
Yeah.
But nicely well-placed gank from the side of needlessly large rod. That's the kind of thing you want. You want Trundle to help out, stack up that Sejuani passive, and all of a sudden just, okay, now you're stunned.
Yeah, Carbon gonna get ganked by Sugan, but Sugan didn't land the bandage toss there. Means that Carbon just feels free. Doesn't need to worry about a thing.
Hey, two bandage tosses. Remember, Amumu still has that. I always forget about that. Trust me, I've caught myself multiple times. I've actually almost forgotten Amumu has 2 bandage tosses.
Yeah, he definitely does. It is on a relatively short cooldown, but once you miss one bandage toss, I think that's all the information you need, especially as a Fizz. Being able to dodge the first one and then potentially dodge the second one, right? We have the Trickster available to Fizz players, and it's really useful against those ganks. It means that he's got a safe laning phase as long as Talia doesn't mess anything up. And Galliant is actually invading here. I think that's a good display of power for the side of
dominance.
Rods. Yeah, because now you have prio for this dragon here. It looks like Sugan might want to try to steal or maybe spot out them taking it here.
Has Blast Cone. So Blast Cone into Q, into Smite,
Might be
into
the
Flash
play.
over Wall.
We do see Carbon is level 6 here. Siren is not, and Sugan is going to engage on this fight. Gallant getting really low, flashes away, and Siren is going to pop from Carbon. Carbon is going off. It looks like Sugan is going to be next on the docket, and Gallant is going to pick that one up. Ragnarok also is next. Ragnarok getting a really low flash cleanse, but the jump coming out from Ragnarok and the flash there. Wait, he's going to get slowed up. Carbon! He's going to get it. Fred is actually going to pick it up with an auto attack, I believe. So that is going to be a really, really good start from Needlessly Large Rods. They even take out, I think it's Ref. Ref was popped on the top side from weak sides there with an Ignite.
Yep.
Wow. What a play.
That was... Hey, they got... What was that? 3 kills? 3-4 kills all in that one play.
Yeah.
And also still got Dragon, and now they're up. I mean, now Fizz has the Lost Chapter, and which is going to make sure that now Carbon can stay in lane. I mean, has Corrupting Potion, has the Lost Chapter, has Boots, level 6 is available. The Fish is going to be almost back up. It's going to be scary now. This is going to be kind of scary.
Yeah, I mean, especially since that all these kills are on the right people this time. We saw that, I believe it was, oh gosh, I'm already blanking on the name. The Tom Kench from last game, he had the first, I think it was the first kill or first blood. I'm like, yes, that is great, but now we have a really good spread of the kills here, and Ref is just getting annihilated from weak sides here. That combo is so detriment. I feel like, we would expect Gnar to have the upper hand here because of the range advantage, because of the CC advantage that he has, being able to kind of make sure that, any gank that comes their way.
Vision wins games, ladies and gentlemen.
Just like
Vision
that.
wins games.
Weak side wins that, potential. And now they have knowledge, right? They have knowledge on where Sugan is going. And I feel like this is going to be really hard to come back from unless they pull the trigger on a massive team fight with a Curse of the Sad Mummy that hits a lot of people, right? Carbon is loving this early advantage, right? Fizz, Assassin players, just in general, have such an advantage when it comes to getting early kills. Because now, look at him. He's roaming down onto the bot side where he's placing a really good deep vision ward there.
Oh my gosh. That's so much vision. That's
tracking the jungler.
Everything.
Yep. And now that allows Galliot to take this Rift Herald, looks like, up on the top side of the map.
I mean, this whole thing, some people, I will say this, some people do build Gnar differently. Some people take, Fleet Footwork. Some people take Conquer. Some people take Grasp the Undying. I honestly think this game, probably taking Conquer was not the best bet. Taking Grasp would have helped out so much. Would have given Gnar the tankiness and everything, and been able to withstand a lot of the ganks that Gallant and weak side is doing at the current moment.
Looks like currently right now he's just kind of hovering towards that. They know he's there. The wave is going to get pushed in here. The ultimate from Sejuani is going to come out, and Ref can only do much else but die here as the Ignite is popped. That is going to be a Rift Herald popped as well. That is going to be first tower popped on the side of Needlessly Large Rods. They are taking this game, and they are 3k gold ahead. Holy moly.
This is an insane lead that they have now secured themselves. The only way that they can really mess up, and I know this is 1 in a million, is they have to have their bot lane literally carry them. Everybody get into the Zeri's back pocket. Make sure they don't get hit by Fizz ultimate. No Fizz ultimate. No Renata ultimate. No Sejuani ultimate. No ultimates hitting this Zeri.
Okay, might be it. This might be the chance. Asuga engages right onto FB and Yang, and all Fred could do is pop a bullet time and get Ragnarok really low, but that's about it. That was a great comeback play for the
There you
side
go.
of Salty Mandrakes, and Ragnarok feeling good with that kill in his pocket. I feel like that's the way to start accruing kills, start coming
Yeah.
back into this game, as you were saying.
I mean, this Ragnarok proved that once items were given to them, they could do so much difference. But the thing is that now Ref has to play very carefully because if that Sejuani just becomes too large to be like to even for the Zeri to take care of, then everything goes south. Everything goes south. The game plan goes south. You can just throw the game plan right out the window. Dragon is coming up in right now, and unfortunately, Salty Mandrakes does not have priority this time, so they will be having to give up probably the second Drake, unless they really want to go for it. But I don't suggest it. Just let it. Nope.
Yep.
Oh,
That was close.
Oh,
that was
that
very
hit.
close, but I don't think he was going to be able to steal it with the amount of damage that they have. And Siren, as I said earlier,
no.
is going to get fished, and there's just a three ability combo there. There's not much he can do about it once the fish is locked on, unless he has some sort of Zonias or perfectly timed stopwatch or anything like that. But again, Ref is just getting annihilated from weak sides here, and yeah, looks
Mega?
like Mega
Oh, there you
might
go.
save him.
There
He's
you
gonna
go.
pop the Gnar ultimate there. He's gonna stun up weak sides. He's gonna actually get away. Clutch timing on that Mega Gnar there to save him.
All right. So unfortunately, Fred did get Mythic before Ragnarok, but I honestly think still Ragnarok is the way to the end game for Salty Mandrakes. Um, and unfortunately, the Amumu's jungle is starting to disappear very, very quickly, thanks to a top lane Sejuani and a Trump.
And Ragnarok has to pop the flash there as Fred on the bottom side is left alone. Siren is there, but he's almost dead. Fred does get the trade kill at least onto their side, and wow, that was close. I mean, would have gotten away with it. Carbon Platinum actually 3 levels above both of these bot laners here on the side of Salty Mandrakes. This is very dangerous territory. If Fizz does pop Chum the Waters on any one of these characters, I feel like they are just going to get popped immediately, Spell Shield or not here. Just how much damage Fizz can do is threatening the dive here. But we do have Sugan on the other side, just making sure that that does not happen as Carbon sees it. It's going to back off for now.
Rough game for Mandrake.
Yeah, this has kind of completely changed the tides here. I feel like they're not showing as strong sides in the top or in the jungle as they were in game 1, right? So now, with the lane assignments that are kind of accruing right now, I feel like that's appropriate. Siren, Fred has had that lead, but we have deathless members on the side of these large rods that need to be taken care of, need to get those bounties off, and Salty Mandrakes can kind of come back from that.
I mean, okay, so for Zeri, I as much as I say Shield Bow would be very helpful, doesn't Zeri go Kraken Slayer normally? Correct me if I'm wrong.
It might be the case. It really depends on the matchup here. She could go Shield Bow, she could go Gale Force if it really means. I mean, whoa, look at that double up Q.
That's
chunk.
insane damage right there.
It's a lot of damage, especially on the Kraken Slayer pickup there. I feel like Shield Bow is going to be the best option for right now, as she's going to get through this mid game.
Carbon is level 11 and will ult at a moment's notice.
Yeah, and can he get away with it? But Sugan is here again, and I think that he knows something is up. There's members on the map that are not in vision, right? So he's got to play it carefully. He doesn't want to give up this lead he has, but he's gonna go for it anyways. And there's 3 members. He's got a playful trickster out of there, but can he actually get away? He's gonna flash.
Oh, no.
Siren is gonna flash in response though. Not enough damage coming out. The Qs are missing. Oh no, he's so close, and the smite is gonna take it. Oh wow. Not the shutdown you want to go on to, but the shutdown that you needed. And it looks like mid lane is gonna get in response. Oh,
come on,
wait.
get out!
He's gonna get out! He's actually gonna get out! And that's gonna mean that this turret falls, but no kills picked up for the simultaneously large rods, and that is a good trade, I think.
Yes.
Getting away from a gank and getting the shutdown, even though it was on a Mumu, I think that's a fair trade. This Rift Herald, though, is getting taken down by Galliant. The gold is still in their lead, so this still is pretty close. But it's it's not the 0-5 start, but it's 3-8, and that's something to say.
Yeah, they at least they have kills on the board. At least they're not 10k gold down already.
Right.
At least they're trying to slow down Carbon. They are sending the appropriate people to make sure that Carbon cannot, fully take advantage of everything. Unfortunately, the Amumu is hungering for at least some form of gold in their own jungle, but unfortunately, Galliant has been feeding all over the place with in their jungle and also in the enemy jungle. But this is the dragon that I think Mandrakes want to fight for, because if they can get 4 Hextech Drakes, I know it's a lot to ask, but if they can, then they can actually do a lot of damage, especially against Carbon. Carbon, whether or not Playful Trickster or not, I honestly think that it would be in their favor.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and it looks like this Hextech Drake is being contested for by both sides, but they just don't have all of their members here yet. I feel like it would be beneficial for Salty Magic to try to get a pick, and then try to take this drag, because I mean they're on the back foot. They're on the losing side of this, but maybe they don't have to, as looks like the Rift Herald was popped in the mid lane.
Oh no, now they have to choose whether or not to go for the dragon or to let the Rift Herald just destroy their base.
And that's really good strategizing, but it looks like, oh no, Weakside is going to engage on the Seafell. Seafell gets away with the flash, but Sukin is stuck in the middle of them, is going to get black shielded, will survive a little bit, but Weakside is going to take him out. Siren is on the back foot. Ragnarok is not there at all, and that means that this Drake is definitely going over to needlessly large rods.
The Mumu is dead, unfortunately. This is starting to get really, really rough.
Yeah, this is rough.
No cross map ultimates from Ragnarok this game.
No cross, but I mean, look at weak sides is 4-0. Oh my gosh, like Sejuani versus Gnar is supposed to be Gnar favored, but weak side is just giving us a playthrough of how you manage the lane, how you manage this Gnar who is ranged, and Gnar doesn't even have a mythic yet.
Nope.
Crazy.
Unfortunately, you're dead for most of the game so far, and now weak side is just like, nope, I'm gonna be a massacre. I'm just gonna make sure that I waste your time and such.
Yeah, wasted an ultimate. Ref had to just pop the Gnar ultimate there to get away. Yeah, this is looking kind of stressful for the side of Salty Mandrakes, because they were looking to close this out. They became a little bit too overconfident, and we saw how Siren made that first game work so well in Silas's favor, and now he's on the back foot. He's on the losing side of this, so let's see how they can come back. And I think that the more they pick out Fred, maybe they'll get back into this game.
I mean, there's your gold income right there, but pretty soon if you keep doing that, Fred's going to be as much as a cannon minion or less.
Yeah.
I I mean, unfortunately, you do have to try to. Oh,
Weak Sides is actually engaging onto Sugan. He's very tanky though, so he's taking a lot of damage. Ragnarok is here this time. Sugan is just going to drop the Carbon Platinum, and that's about it for that. Seafell is going to lock up Yang a little bit. Carbon Platinum has to Zonia as he's in the middle of their team. He's going to Playful Trickster out. Yang has to flash out as well.
Oh
they're chasing though. Ref wants some more. The Meganar is popped, and they're in the middle of a bullet time. It's getting interrupted, and oh, the low health bars. They need more though, and it's not going to get them. They're only going to get Yang, and that double kill there is going to take out the rest and get.
They're going to
take it. They're going to take it easily. And yes, there's low health bars. Ragnarok is here though, so it's a 3v2. Health bars are favored for. Oh, TP comes in, and yeah,
Galleon's gonna fall.
Galleon might fall to this Baron off the Baron damage itself. Ragnarok has to get away. Seafell now in a 2v5, 3v5 situation here. Carbon is gonna take out the support, and he's gonna trade it though. That's a good trade. Ragnarok
shutdown
is trying to take out weak side. Ragnarok can't get away. He will dash over the wall though, and the ultimate is taken by Ref. There's a lot of TPs coming in. Galleon is gonna fall as well. This is their way back in, and Ref
there it is
auto attacking. Weak sides, still deathless.
Good.
There's the boomerang. Ref is getting it to Meganar. He's gonna jump, maybe. Nope, he's gonna miss his Q, and that's gonna be it. Wow, what a fight!
That was great.
Oh.
That was great.
That was good comebacks. Yes.
That was great. Now, like, Ragnarok was able to get the
Oh, wait. Fred?
Carbon.
Fred has to flash out here as we're getting a little bit of battle in the mid lane. There's a lot of damage coming out from Siren. Once again, I underestimated that, and Yang is going to fall as well. Oh, my God.
Holy crap. That's great.
That is a lot of gold income back into the pockets of the salty Mandrakes, and they're feeling themselves again. They hiccuped a little bit during the early game, but now we're coming back.
It's an amazing. This is amazing. They have to coordinate exactly what they need to do. I mean, sure. Weak side, congratulations. You're still deathless. You're 404. You're not found. Let's keep going. But Ragnarok is starting to feel themselves. Like, now this is where it all begins for them.
Yeah.
I think this is where they pick up the Hurricane, and then they also, what is the Titanic Hydra thing still not a thing or no? I don't know. 80 carry meta.
It might be. I'm not completely sure myself. Zeri isn't really well played, a lot of the time, but Zeri. It looks like it's gonna be the Phantom Dancer, but.
Ooh, there you go.
I think that this dragon is going to be a make or break. This is Infernal, or this is Hextech, excuse me. This is Hextech Soul, and we know what happens when Bullet Time, interacts with the Hextech Soul. It's going to be dangerous. They really don't want to give this up. They're grouped up on that side of the map. Prio is currently... Go ahead.
The good news is that side of... the Salty Mandrakes, they do have Mythics under their belts now. Finally, the whole team has Mythics. And now this makes them actually more dangerous, because I think some of the players last fight did not have Mythic. Here we go.
Wait a minute, weak side has to dash away. Carbon on the flank. Fish popped, so that's one cooldown. Already expended. I don't know. Oh, there's Ragnarok getting stunned up. Ragnarok has to get away. Wait, Galleon is going to get stunned up. The bullet time over the wall, though, is going to catch Siren out, and Siren dies immediately. Seafell is going to die as well to Carbon Platinum, and Zonius comes out. Ragnarok is the last one to get away. No, he can't. Ref is left alive. No, he's not. That's a clean ace coming out from needlessly large rods, and they take back this game with their own hands, and they're going to get the last dragon. As Seafell has disconnected. Oh, reconnected. Alright, no pause there needed. But this is a Baron angle for the side releasing large rods. They're coming back with a vengeance here in game 2.
They had to keep their eye on Carbon, but they lost track of him, and they didn't really try to keep track of him.
Yeah, and Fred, just a really great bullet time over the wall. Nobody could stop him. Nobody was actually trying to get out of the bullet time. They didn't have a chance. They were just slowed by the Sejuani ultimate there, and Siren, unfortunately, was the first one to die in that fight.
It was. I mean, also the fact that they weren't able to make sure that they're peeling for Ragnarok. Ragnarok is your damage. Ragnarok is where you want to start making sure that your whole team is around. I mean, sure, the Amumu is 3, 4, and 4, but the damage output that Ragnarok can do, especially with the ultimate, it's kind of insane and also helps your team so much. The sooner that I think Lord Dominic's is picked up by Ragnarok, the better. But if it's not picked up soon, I honestly don't think this whole game is going to go very well. Because now the Baron minions are pushing, which gives Ragnarok the ability to farm more. There's the gold income.
Right.
Now the problem is weak side. Weak side is being a complete menace to everything and anything that's going on in the top side.
Yeah, and you know we're kind of in a lull state right now. Looks like needlessly large draws are kind of just playing it safe, just making sure that you know they have abilities for the objectives, pushing out a little bit with this Baron. Gallant is they're kind of doing a 1-3-1 almost, kind of invading the jungle here. Just waiting on. I feel like this is the chance that Salty Mandrakes have to kind of pick off one of these side laners and make sure that at least one of the Barons is taken off the board here. But looks like they're just kind of relaxed, making sure that they're not making any extraneous plays here.
Needlessly large rod is just letting the minions do the work. That's the thing with Baron.
That too, but Ref is getting dove here. And yes, the ultimate is going to lock onto Ref, but...
Oh my gosh, so many knock...
Yeah, there's a lot of knockups. That's going to be the tower taken down for needlessly large rods. They're kind of playing it chill. They're not doing too much. They're not engaging too much. Weak sides did pop a little bit more than he needed to there, but I think that was just a vain attempt to just kind of push the game to the towers here as Carbon Platinum against Sugan. Fish is going to be popped. Ignite popped. Wait, the flash. And that's going to be another kill over to Carbon Platinum.
I mean, hey, Carbon Platinum's got that Lich Bane. The Lich Bane damage with, it starts doing damage with Fizz.
Yep.
Fizz, Lich Bane. Death, instant.
Yep. 3-item Fizz is going to do a lot of damage. Does have 10 stacks of Dark Seal as well. This is somebody that you need to send multiple members, but he's so slippery, right? He's a fish, he can get away, and when he's so far ahead with 3 items, he's just gonna chunk people like this, and he does it again and again. Ragnarok is the only one there to kind of clean things up. Maybe he can, maybe he can't. He's gonna try to do it right now, or is he gonna get blown up? The shield bow is gonna pop. Carbon Platinum is gonna get away. The wall is gonna secure him. Nope, the fish is gonna be popped once again. He's gonna get shut down though, and Siren is not gonna fall. He's gonna live.
Oh my gosh! Wait a second. That ultimate. He just popped the ultimate on the Mumu.
He's got fish cooldown in the later stages of the game is very, very short. That is one of the cooldowns that you have to know is very short. So expect it when you don't expect it. Thankfully for Siren though, he survived to live another day, and it was only a 1-for-1 trade. Wow.
There you go. There you go. That's what I wanted to see on Ragnarok. I'm still keeping my eye on Ragnarok, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still keeping my eye on, because guess what? They picked up the last Whisper. So you know what that means. It's gonna, that Lord Dominic's might come sooner than we think. But the Fizz just picked up the Magi's.
Yep, that's gonna be a detriment.
Oh, that's death.
Oh no, Siren
That's death.
is against weak sides here, but I don't think that weak sides has enough damage. Looks like Siren is just gonna walk away. He actually escapes that one. And yeah, this
dragon is coming up. It's Elder Drake.
It is Elder Drake. This is the fight to make it or break it here in game 2, and I feel like I feel like as much as needlessly large rods are ahead, they can mess up. They have we have seen that they have messed up in these team fights a little bit. Weak sides here is gonna get spotted out. Is gonna get rooted up, but he's just way too tanky. There's no, you can't do damage. He's just gonna heal it all back up in no time.
I mean, I'm gonna say that they really need to pick and choose their stuff, but they also need to make sure that their eyes are on Carbon, who's looping around with
Right.
weak side
Galleon.
right now. Interact Rock.
Yep, and that's the bullet
Oh
time
my
over the
gosh.
top. Ragnarok is just completely dead, and Sugan is the next one to fall. No, maybe Seafell as well, and that is just going to be a clean ace coming out for needlessly large rods. They are mounting
Oh
a
my
comeback,
gosh, that
and
is
that
game.
should be the game, ladies and gentlemen. The TP comes into the base. Galleon is just tanking. And this is what I said. I said they had a really good team comp this time around. They had a good setup. Bullet times from Fred were what they needed, and Yang, you know, they were just accelerating the carries. Weak sides goes deathless in this game, and yeah, that was a really good comeback. That was a good mental reset from needlessly large rods.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm picking. Okay, we'll talk about this later. We'll talk about this later. I'm kind of still trying to like accept it.
Okay.
That Nar lost to Sejuani.
Yeah, that was definitely, you know, it happens, I guess. You know, when you don't know the capabilities of Nar that well, or you know, it was a sequence of events, right? Weak sides, we didn't get to see it, but he did solo kill Ref on the top side of the map, and I feel like that set him up for the rest of the game, probably, right? Because all you have to do is
really
build
did.
armor, right? I saw that there was a really early steel plating or whatever it's called, the Warden's Mail,
Yep.
and that just set him up for the rest of the game. So we'll see in Game 3, though, as it's 1-1. We didn't expect this to happen. You know, I wanted them to come back. We're getting 3-game series. I think probably one of the few that have been streamed here. So really exciting stuff. But yeah, we're going to take a short break as we get ready for Game 3 of Needlessly Large Rods versus Salty Mandrakes. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
right, ladies and gentlemen, we have game 3 of Needlessly Large Rods versus the Salty Mandrakes, and boy, was that a very good comeback game. Now it's whoever wins this one takes the series, or takes at least this
Hey.
match of the series. So this is gonna be intense. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of draft changes coming out for both teams. Now
Yes.
that we kind of know like where both teams' strengths lie and who to look out for. So walk me through, what do you think is going to change in this next draft?
Um, Honestly, probably going for more protect the carries. So I think that their eyes are going to be so Salty Mandrakes is going to want to make sure that their jungle and their top laner is oriented around being able to protect either uh, the mid lane or the AD carry, but Needlessly Large Rods might be going for protect Carbon.
Gotcha. Yeah,
That's
and
what I honestly think that this is going to become, because they have seen the fact that either one of these two people on the side of Salty Mandrakes and also Needlessly Large Rod has they've all realized that who the carries are on the Rift, who can potentially carry, who will carry, no matter what the circumstances are. Um, it's going to be a lot of taking the time to set up the correct draft, though.
yeah,
Whoever wins this draft also has to, but even though they win draft, whoever wins the draft has to also realize, guess what? We have to play this properly. Communication, vision, uh, objective timers, jungle timers, keeping track of what summoner spells. It's all gonna come down to this. I mean, I know it's not even like finals yet for us yet, but
it's close.
this clash of the titans in this bracket.
Yeah, I mean,
So
yeah, these are the top two teams in their bracket. Needlessly Large Rods are sitting at 6 points, and Salty Mandrakes. I keep, having to think in my head of the new name. So they're at 5, and if they
oh
take the top here, they're gonna be, I think, even. Now that it's 1-1, so both teams are gonna be tied if Salty Matrix wins this. If Needlessly Large Rods wins this, they're gonna be at the top again. So
yeah.
this is really down to the wire here, and 1 point does make a difference, especially because it's a 5-week regular season. You don't have a lot of points to work with, right? The fact that it's already 1-1 is a huge detriment to either one of these teams. Obviously this has to do with seeding of the playoffs, but this is really where whoever wins this definitely makes a statement, I think, as well. So looking forward to it. But as we get into the draft here,
Oh
one
my gosh,
adaptation.
Sejuani went through still.
Sejuani went through,
No, not again.
but
Not again.
the bullet time was taken away. So that is something that they're not going to have to worry about. They're kind of drafting the same here too. They're starting off with the Ashe and the Gnar and Pike.
Hey, there's a Pike up in this.
I was not expecting that one, to be honest. But yeah, a welcome surprise at that. I think
Yeah.
that it can work out to where we get the Pike ahead, and maybe they're thinking, oh well, we need some more damage because we didn't have much damage last game, and maybe put their Siren, their a strong mid laner, give him a champion that he can carry on, kind of like game 1, right? We saw Siren on Silas, and then we saw Carbon Platinum on Fizz. These are two very aggressive laners, so when if you put two aggressive laners at each other's throats, I feel like it's a 50-50 chance, right? It's a bloodbath, right?
Too.
So but you'd rather that than put somebody on the defensive who's a really strong laner, right?
Yeah.
And just kind of just give up the lane. So
There
we'll
you
kind
go.
of see
There's
what
an Ari
happens.
ban now.
There's the Fizz ban. I think that it's not very warranted as long as you know how to play against it. But if Siren, wants to play Talia again, then maybe that's an option, right?
But I will. Okay, so but how often do you see a Fizz in a ranked game, though?
Yeah, that's true.
How often do you see people even play Fizz these days? Because Fizz is such a like a weird champion.
Yeah.
And if you don't have enough practice against that champion, then where are you supposed to get your experience from when all of a sudden you jump into a game and all of a sudden, hey, there's a fizz here. What the hell do I do against this?
That's true. I mean,
Like,
I was used to be a resident Fizz player. I played him a lot back in I think it was last season. And I gotta say that yes, he does have a lot of practice, but he can abuse the squishiest members of your team.
oh
If you
yes.
don't know how to deal with them early and don't know how to wave management, all of those mid lane things that you need to know about it. So good to see that Carbon Platinum took that to his advantage. Made sure that he was blowing up people, and especially Saren. I mean, Saren playing Talia, not a very healthy champion, right? Has a lot of
Yeah.
weaknesses. Doesn't really have quite the mobility as a
Oh, there's the
LeBlanc. So I think
LeBlanc.
that's a really good look. I think that's a
Ooh,
really good
oh,
adaptation. But Vex being the
it's a
counter
Nunu.
there, it is a
It's a
Nunu,
Nunu.
and it is a Vex. So this is gonna be a good one. I think this is. Oh man, what do you think? Who do you think
Um,
takes the cake here?
okay. So, unfortunately, weak side was able to get the Sejuani, and Galliant was able to get the Trundle again. Um, Salty Mandrakes apparently did not think this was a problem last game. And honestly, Ref playing Gnar again, I think there's some sort of redemption arc that is going to be happening here. Hopefully, fingers crossed, there is going to be a redemption arc here. The
Okay.
only lane that the lane that I really can't wait to see what changes they are going to be doing is the bot lane for the side of Salty Magics.
Yeah, but Pike, the Pike,
There's
right?
a
Like,
pike there. There's an execute at level
right.
6. There is a you will definitely die. Um, unfortunately, they do have the Renata, so I don't think that was also healthy to pick a pike into the Renata. Well, yes, yes, the pike was picked into the Renata. But the Renata is gonna have to make a decision on how to, uh, on who to shield. Who am I gonna hit with my W? Who's the pike gonna go after?
Right.
And we saw Ragnarok game one with Ashe. So in my mind, I want to say Salty Mandrakes, but seeing how Carbon plays champions that have a dive potential, and how well Weak Side was playing as Sejuani. I have to I have to go with needlessly large rods. As
Okay.
much as my gut wants me to go with Salty Mandrakes because I love the changes that they have, they don't have nearly as much meat as they should. Gnar is a strong laner. Shen probably could have been a lot better here. I don't know. Maybe not. Shen or a Mordekaiser.
Yeah.
I know that some people don't play Mordekaiser or Shen or these are the champions that they have and such and such and such and such. But learning these champions for situations like this is detrimental.
Yeah, I also think that like we like Salty Matrix knew that Sejuani was going top lane. There's no, I don't think there's no error in thinking that that was going to go top because we saw how well he performed last game and they picked it again. Now they picked Gnar into it again, and I feel like either A, they're thinking, oh well, we'll just focus topside more often, or B, they're like, oh well, if Fred can at least survive the lane this time, then we'll have a great time in the bot lane. Maybe focus the bot lane. There's a lot of different avenues you can go here, right? Especially with Nunu, who ganks quite a bit, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing how they adapt the in-game procedures, especially having a pike. I think they want to draw their strengths out from their bot lane. And keep in mind, we have two that like Fred and Yang did a really good performance in the last game. So kind of want to see that again. Kind of want to see how that bot lane fares against the Pike. Pike, can be very very detrimental if a lot of kills are going onto that bot side from him. And I feel like Vex and Trundle, they could potentially stop this if they have good roams and good ganks from each one respectively. So it's gonna come down to there's a lot that this comes down to, right? There's, like Salty Matrix have the certain conditions, and then needlessly large rods they have the late game. I feel
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I feel like needlessly large rods already have the upper hand because they know how the top lane is going to go. If they have that expectation, I think they can run with that and kind of like 4-head, 5-head plan around it. So I think that's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah. Um, I will say I want to give while we're unfortunately there's some technical issues. I want to give a quick shout out to our chat. I know that it's been a back and forth with some people. Let me shout out Erwin's Meat, Shy Archer, Legit Stupid, and Loki Bear every once in a while. They've been all kind of making this chat their own. I greatly appreciate you guys coming out and supporting each teams. Um, and
Yeah, and props to Noble for making me dress as Mega Man.
yes,
That was a good redemption. I hope it fared well. Tip my hat to you, good sir.
I mean,
I
how
don't
much
think
how much points is that? That's
that's
how much?
100K, man. 100K
That's
for this. Like you get
that's 50K, 50K,
oh, is it
50K.
50K? I thought it was 100.
Yeah,
But
100K is dressing us casters up.
oh, right,
All right,
We got to do that again.
No,
Yeah,
we don't.
that was
No, we
fun.
don't.
Last
That was.
last season, you guys dressed as what was it? The cat.
I don't want to talk about
It was
it.
cat themed for
I don't
them.
want to talk about
It was Lupul and Ryleon and a cat themed, and I think it was Magic who redeemed it. Yeah, it was Magic.
Magic redeemed it on us.
So that was fun to see.
It was great to. Yes, I still have the cat ear somewhere, and I think Ryleon still has the helmet.
Ryleon still has the helmet. That's funny.
But I want to say, like, this game is going to be intense straight from the get-go. Level 1, go for the throat. If ref and weak side are going to, like, they're like the background characters in this, but they also are very detrimental to when the team fights start breaking out, because if weak side gets strong, then guess what? Salty Mandrakes is going to be left behind. If ref gets strong and is able to beat bully weak side a bit better than they did last game, then when the ultimate starts popping off, there's so much CC, there's so much damage, it's all can be clumped together, and which is great for Siren, great for Ragnarok, great for Cell, T-Fel. It's just gonna be all having to do with that play, and like I said, the two players that I see on both sides that are gonna be big is Ragnarok for the side of Salty Mandrakes, and then Carbon Platinum for the side of Needlessly Large Rods. But background characters are the top lane. They are going to be supporting characters very much.
Okay. Well, you heard it from the caster master himself, Lupul. I think
I've been trying. I've been learning a bit more.
yeah, that's great. I mean, I think I'm gonna have to agree with you. I think that needlessly large rods are gonna put a dent in whatever new plans that Salty Mandrakes have, but let them prove us wrong, right? I mean, that's what it's for. The mental reset is what we're about here. I feel like Surin does have a kind of a leg up, right? Playing both mid laners are playing aggressive champions. These can easily be a lot of heavy trades during the lane. Especially if Surin dashes. That's an auto attack grab from Vex's passive. I mean, that's a lot of damage in itself. So I think it's yeah. I do agree with Shy Archer. Thank you, by the way, for the comment on the cosplay. When tank starts tanking, SMD is a struggle. I feel like that's where it comes in, because Pyke can't do that amount of damage, to Sejuani. I feel like weak sides is not actually playing the weak side, so it's gonna be great. But yeah, that's all we got for this analysis of the game through draft. We're gonna take it to a short break though. Once we're back, we're gonna have the final game of the series and see who takes the first place, I guess. This is it. Stay tuned, everyone. We'll be right back. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Mythic Esports. It's the last game of the night, and hopefully, this is going to be a good game. I feel like it is because we have some spicy picks. The Pike, for instance, this invade.
Oh gosh.
We finally get the invade that we needed, but nothing comes of it because I think needlessly large rods being on the same side all three games knows what's coming.
Yeah. They haven't. There's been no matchup. It hasn't been a change up for Mandrakes plays on that, going for that red side jungle, and I think that Gallant has already figured that out, that there's going to be no changes, but there is a change from the side of Mandrakes. Nunu is now starting bot side.
Oh, okay. So they're gonna path opposite sides. It looks like here. They're gonna know, and I feel like that's appropriate because I think Nunu wants to stay away from Trundle as much as possible.
Oh,
Trundle
yes,
can definitely put a dent in plans for Nunu. So, like that adaptation, I think it's fair.
At least, Sugan knows, like, this is what my game plan is. I want to stay away from him as long as I possibly can, until somebody else.
Or wait a minute, it looks like he's actually just gonna do a level 2 gank right away, and he's coming in with the snowball. They have to pop flashes here, but I don't know if that's gonna save them. As Fred does get knocked up, he cleanses out of it, but that's a knockup, my dude. You can't cleanse out of that, and it's gonna waste 2 summoner spells already.
Summoners. That's so many summoners from bot lane. That's flash from both Fred and Yang, cleanse from Fred, and heal from Yang. Oh my lord, this is a big change.
Yeah, and I feel like, we're not even done yet. Carbon Platinum is getting pushed under his tower.
Here we go.
And, we see, though, that Gallant knows this, and he's taking the wolves from...
He's taking everything.
He's taking everything from Sugan, who hasn't even gotten to his blue buff yet. So unbeknownst to Sugan, Gallant is right below him and is recalling. That is crazy.
Oh my gosh, he's gonna get a big surprise when, he's gonna get a big surprise when he goes to the wolves and be like, "Where's my wolves?"
Yeah, true, very true. And I mean, so if that gank would have worked. Oh well, I gotta interrupt myself as weak sides now being the weak side here as Ref and Sugan are going to collapse onto him. No flash available to weak side, so he has level 3. Does he have it? No! First blood going over to Ref!
Yes! There you go! See? Supporting characters already on it.
Yeah, and that's a huge change. Like I said in the draft, they're going to have to change the way you're picking Gnar, and we already saw how this went. The one change you could do is change how the lane is played out with the jungler, and that is exactly what they're doing. Sugan is literally ganking. He has ganked nonstop since the beginning of the game.
Sugan, okay. Sugan, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love the gank.
Now he's invading.
Wait, what?
He was invading. Maybe he was just trying to see where the jungler was. But yeah, he was in that side of the jungle, and now Gallant is just crossing over to his own wolves. And, I mean, he is ahead in CS, but, I mean, that gank helped out a lot for Ref.
Yeah, it does. I mean, weak side had to use teleport. I think Ref is actually freezing the wave to their side, and which is actually really nice for that. I think now building the Merc treads, I think, early this time around. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
But it's already looking really good for Ref as long as this momentum keeps going. I do love the difference in this is such a big difference on both junglers. Like, so many ganks happened in the past 4 minutes more than they happened in the first 10 minutes of the last 2 games.
Yeah.
So
definitely agree. And
oh my gosh, the grab.
Good pull from CFL. See, that was I think that was the flub that the one thing that they could have worked on better was that level 1 and level 2 from
oh my gosh.
Sugan. Because they had the pull from Pyke, but did not catch the ADC out after he flashed. But Saren taking a bit of a trade versus Carbon here, as both pop some potions, and Dragon is going to be taken from Sugan already. That's great. That's what you want to see out of a Nunu. Nunus are so annoying, man.
Nunus are great junglers. I don't know what you're talking about. Nunu is so much fun to play.
He's very annoying, and this is the reason why.
One of my best friends got me to play Nunu, and I have not been able to stop since, unfortunately, he quit League, which, good on him.
Well, looks like Ref is about to maybe quit League here as he's getting dove under the turret here. Couple auto and the Ignite will take the kill for weak side. Yeah, that's a trade in momentum here. You know, I think he had the means to try to get away, but just couldn't.
He tried to be fancy.
Yeah, he tried to be a little bit fancy, but he did not work out for him. And that's going to be, you know, trade and momentum for weak sides. Now, it's 1-1 in the top side. Who knows what could happen now?
Yeah. I mean, Ragnarok is down CS, but the wave manipulation is good. Actually, no, even CS. I'm sorry. that was a I misspoke that. I forgot. Has a Pyke, not a Morgana this game.
Yeah.
There you
go. Definitely. Pyke is definitely a very different champion. Pyke, one thing to know, did take Predator. So I'm wondering when the roams are going to start coming out, when he will impact the map. Will that be after he hits 6? Will that be like early on?
I think it might be at 6. I think it might be at 6. I think that's what Siren's waiting for, because Siren also didn't take Ignite, took Teleport. Carbon Platinum did.
Yeah, here we go. Speaking of Carbon, though, has to pop the flash. First flash of the game does release.
Wait, there's the Predator.
Ultimate, though, and yes, the Predator was used, but to no avail, as they're just under turret and they can't really do anything about it. Bunch of trades going up in the top side, though. So yeah, you know, this is really. I thought there would be a little bit more action this game, but there's just not really good opportunities for both junglers to kind of make an impact so early on, except for Sugan. And Sugan has been doing the most, I think, in this game so far. The gold count is still even, so nothing too bad to worry about so far. But
I mean, as soon as that next dragon is up, though, Sugan's gonna want it.
Oh yeah.
Sugan's gonna completely want it. That's just Nunu basis 101. You see a dragon, you see an objective, I want that. That's mine now.
Right. And Galliant is actually going to say that for himself on this Rift Herald here, as he started it up. Weak Size is going to respond with clearing the ward here, knowing that he has Prio.
Looks like Carbon is also looking to roam up.
So he's going to get spotted out here. So that's immediate, you know, already. Seafell is there. The ref is there. They're all collapsing now. They're all collapsing now. And, you know, stunned up is Galliant. Galliant is just going to get obliterated. He got stolen. The Rift Herald is going to go over. The Gnar is going to pounce onto them. And that is almost an ace coming out already for the side of the salty Mandrakes. Oh my god. They just dogpiled on top of them, released all their ultimates, released all that they had to secure the Rift Herald, secured the play, and that's huge. That's 2k gold in the favor of the Salty Mandrakes.
That was insane! I gotta give it to Sugin. Sugin played that very well. I mean, sure, it's kind of questionable to pop that Herald, but giving Ref that gold immediately right after a play like that, that's really worth. Just push it under the turret. There you go. You're good now.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, he's going to be happy with those 3 kills, but he's getting stunned up. Galliant is going to return the gank favor here as they want to dogpile on top of him. Pillar has landed. Ref is under turret now, so they have to dive if they want to commit. They get stunned up. Ref is going to come back with the red buff, and he's on a killing spree.
Let's go, Ref. Let's go. Big turnaround. You are not a supporting character, sir. You are the lead maining character in this play, and you are going to continue, sir.
That was a beautiful stun coming out from Ref. You could not ask for anything else. And I was very worried that they were going to actually dive Ref. I mean, knowing he has Meganar. When you have Meganar, you have to be careful of that, right? So it was very questionable play coming out from